All right, everybody, we're back here with another session of Rubbing Dirt. Today we got Brett Holman, and Brett's got a very interesting story that we're going to get into a little bit later on. Uh, gonna start calling you the master mechanic once we get down to that story. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in around Mountain City, Missouri, and moved down here to Gower, Missouri, with my dad, and started hanging out with a couple of my old buddies, and got into sport compact racing. And then last winter, I was hanging out with another buddy of mine, Travis Bullimore, and he has an E-mod, and he talked me into buying a chassis and fixing it up and getting it ready to race. So I bought my chassis there, put it all together, and then I bought another chassis from Matthew Lance, and just decided it was time to start racing big cars.
Well, I think they're all kind of big cars out there. Uh,
Yeah.
takes some skill to drive them all.
Oh yeah.
But now, how exactly did you get into dirt track racing?
Well, my uncle raced probably about 16 years ago, and I went and lived with him for I don't know how long, and I helped him work on his car and paint it, and I watched him race ever since I was little. So I was like, then and there, I wanted to race, and I finally got the chance to 3 years ago now, and I've just been hooked since.
Well, that's certainly a good, strong way to get into it is through family.
Yep.
Um, Now, your guys' questions that you guys get asked are a little bit different because you're non-sanctioned drivers. Uh, you know, how does that play a bigger or littler factor into how you approach every season?
Well, I go off of 35 rules because that's where I race at majority of the time. So it's hard for me to go and travel because most tracks around here that we can travel to, they don't allow 35 rules because they're an actual sanctioned class, and we aren't sanctioned, so our rules are more technical, and we can have more stuff done to ours than anybody else can around here. So it's kind of hard for us to go and travel. And if we do go travel, we'll have to run a bigger class. And yeah, it's hard for me because it's my rookie year, and I just needed seat time. So
Now, was there anybody out there with the ACA Speedworks team that you at the beginning of the year you built that bond and that friendship with that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to beat him every single week I have to race him?
Adam Dunwoody. Adam.
Of course, I can't wait to hear Adam's reaction to that.
I've only beat him once, and that was because he had to start in the back because of mechanical failures in the heat race. So, Travis Bullimore was helping me there at the beginning of the year, and then Adam offered to help me, so I went and started hanging out with Adam more, and Travis still helped me every once in a while, and then Adam he's like, hey, we need to get you a lot faster so you can run up here with me. So Adam started helping me set up my car better and making it faster, and then I've just been learning how to drive the car the way it was because my car was bent because I hit the wall coming out of Fort Osborne.
Now, why are you trying to hit walls?
I don't know. First time ever racing there, and
look, I know Ross did it once, but does not mean we all got to do it.
Hey, I tried it first.
I thought that was Kyle Larson that tried it first, but
yeah, he probably did. But yeah, my car was all bent and stuff, and people told me I shouldn't have even had it out there because it was so inconsistent. But I went and put that car it went from me being in the back of the pack to there towards the end of the year, I started running top 5 every weekend.
Well, I won't say any names, but I don't think a whole lot of people have room to speak when I watched an E-Mod driver intentionally drive into somebody into the wall on an outlap.
Yep.
So, just saying, if you got no business being out there because your track's so or your car's so inconsistent, then the individual that decided to crash somebody on an outlap just because they weren't paying attention and they were trying to screw with a GoPro in their car, I don't think should be allowed out on the track either.
Exactly. And
So,
I'm a poor man out there trying to compete with people with a lot of money in their cars.
oh, of course, but you all got to start somewhere. So obviously you run a lot at 35. So, would you say that's your favorite track to run?
No.
No. Okay. Well, what would be your favorite track to run?
EMS down in Warrensburg.
Really? And now, why is that?
I went down there one time and had, well, my mechanical, and I made it out. I didn't make it out for hot laps because of it, and then I went out for the heat race and had more mechanical failures. So I pulled off, started dead last, I think 22nd in a feature, and I worked my way up to 10th, and it was just, I had a blast down there. The way it's ran and the way the track is, it's fun to drive.
All right. Well, that certainly that one threw me for a little bit of a loop. Um, and this is a little difficult on my end as being a one man show because during the middle of interviews, people are still messaging me saying, "Hey, can I go ahead and get you slotted there?" So I apologize if you hear any tapping going
You're all
on. I'm responding to people as much as I can. One man army kind of can't do it all.
right. I hear
Um,
you.
Now, that really threw me for a loop because normally the track that people run at on the most is
Their home track.
it is their favorite track. So obviously, you know that that is something that threw me for a loop.
Yeah. I love 35. I love the way it's ran. Mike and Kyle are really awesome, and I love driving at that track. It's just I've raced there in the compact, so I'm used to driving a compact on it. And then I went to an E-Mod, and it's two totally different driving styles. So, well, okay, it's a mix between CMS and 35. They're both close, but my favorite would be CMS.
Now,
But
now obviously, the ACA Speed Works and Adam and your friend, they've been helping you out, but this is where I want to ask this question. What in the absolute world were you thinking tearing a head off of a car and replacing it by yourself and running back out there, even possibly reusing the gaskets, I think I heard?
yep. So I raced 35 on Saturday night. It was the 4th of July weekend. I raced 35 Saturday night, and me and Adam had planned to go run CMS Sunday night. So I had just got the motor put in the week before, and I went and tested it at 35. I went out and won my heat race, and then I was leading the feature for 6, 7 laps, and I got pushed up into the wall coming out of 2 on the backstretch. So, and I noticed it was running a little rough there towards when I got pushed up. And then, so I fixed the radiator that broke and everything else before we even headed to the track. And I knew I needed to check the valves and adjust the carburetor. So we drove down to CMS. I went to adjust the valves, and one of the rocker studs was pulling out of the head, and it was a press-in. It should not have been pulling out. So I had an old head off my old motor sitting in the back of the pickup. I pulled the head off the motor, reused the head gasket, put the head that I had in the bed of the truck on the motor, and by the time hot laps had started, I was backing the car off of the trailer when my class hot laps was going out.
Now, it didn't even cross your mind to say, hey, Adam or somebody, could you come over here and help me with this really quick? You just did it all by yourself without saying a word.
Yeah, because when I get in the zone and already frustrated, I'm like, I'll just do it myself. So that way I know what if I mess it up, I can blame myself. I can't blame nobody else.
I can certainly relate to that. I come from the mechanic side of the world for the National Guard, so
Yeah.
I can
Yep.
certainly I can certainly understand that. And there is a unsung rule that if you hear more than 3 curse words while a mechanic is working, you stay outside of throwing tool range.
Well, and a funny thing is, I listened to Adams the other day, and you said something about better hope he's not a baseball player or something. I was a baseball player.
Oh, good lord!
It was a pitch, so
Oh man, so you got the arm strength and you got the distance.
yeah. But no, when I get in the mood to like when I'm tearing something apart that I found out I broke, when I get in the mood that I want to get it done, nobody mess with me. I won't throw tools because I'm already irritated. I just want to get it done and ready. But I was being rushed because we were already at the track and I had already paid the money to register, and I was like, screw it, I'm just going to change it right here and go out and run, have fun.
So now, was there a backup plan if that didn't work, or were you just gonna go, screw it, we'll run it. If it throws a rod, it throws a rod.
I was just going to send it. If it blows, it blows.
I mean, that's certainly one way. It'll either live or it will die, and I will get a
Yep.
new one.
My saying, it'll either go or it'll blow. It went that.
That certainly is a good saying.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was certainly a fun day, and I look back at it like, why did I do that?
Well, when he told me that, I was like, I'm sorry, he did what? One does not simply just do that on their own without speaking a solid word to anybody. Not even a, hey, I got an issue that I'm going to need to try to fix. If it doesn't work, this is what I'm going to do anyways.
Well, see, I found out that the rocker stud was pulling out of the head. So I went and told Adam. I went and told his brother Alex. And I asked Adam, I said, what do you think I should do? He says, good question. He goes, is it press in with the stud? I said, yeah. He goes, well, maybe you could try to press it back in and see if it works. I was like, yeah, that ain't working because I already tried that. And then I go, hey, you know what? I got a head in the back of the truck. I'm just going to change it. He goes, okay.
Well, because that's not a normal common issue.
Right.
So, I mean, now that everybody out there knows it can be done, hey guys, it can be done. So carry a spare head with you every track you go to.
Yep.
I spoke a little bit about ACA being a good sponsorship for you and a good supporter. Is there any other, kind of big supporters out there that, have helped you along this way to get you to the point where you are?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I got my mom. I have to thank. She's supported me since I even started the compact racing. She told me, when I first told her I was wanting to get into compact racing, she told me absolutely not. And I told her, I was like, well, that sucks because I already got the car and I'm going racing next weekend. But ever since then, she's supported me, and my dad, he's supported me. He's actually one of my sponsors. Just everybody that helps me out, like Adam, Travis Bullimore, Cole Moore, Darian McLaughlin, Devin Saylor and his dad. I've got Matthew Lance up there at X Factor Motorsports. He's helped me out tremendously. My buddy Boston Morgan with Morgan's Mobile Service. My mom's boyfriend with George's Cenex gas station up in Mountain City, Missouri. Jason Withrow with Withrow Automotive in Stewartsville. Aston Zion with AMZ Detailing and Window Tinting out of, I think it's north of St. Joe somewhere. Tyler Hemphill with Hemphill Synthetics Amsoil. Lisa Burlington taking all the pictures at the track is phenomenal. And my dad, DJ Champ Party Service. He does DJing for weddings and all that stuff. And then Carly Tolbert. She helps me out, or she is my buddy's fiance, and she helps me out if I need a sticker made. She's right then and there. It's making it. And also Laura Davis. She made all of my numbers this year and all of my sponsor stickers and everything. She has done nothing but nice things to me or for me, and the car looked amazing.
I was about to say we got to keep it a little bit PG.
Yeah. No, not one of those things. She's just a really good friend.
I would hope not. I'm trying to get you to laugh a little bit, show you that you can be human in an interview. Come on. Now, next year, what is the idea looking for next year? Are you looking to possibly try to move around to racing for a sanctioned class, or still getting the ropes of what you're running now before you think about that any further?
Well, actually, honestly, when I first joined ACA, my goal was to go USRAB mod next year. But me being a rookie this year, I don't really want to jump up into a bigger class just yet, because I have maybe 27 races under my belt in this class. So I'm just going to stay E-Mod for one more year. Me and I think Adam was going to stay E-Mod for one more year. And then after that, I will go USRAB mod and run for Rookie of the Year against Adam. I think that'd be a blast.
I don't think I would have to put myself in a dog in a fight on that one, because I don't want to pick or choose anybody.
Right. Yeah.
So,
me and Adam we're competitive, but we also both know when to be serious and when not to be serious. And me and Adam, we've ran door to door before, and we rub a little bit. He pushes me. It's like, hey, come on, let's go. You can go faster. But yeah, when I get around Adam, I try to drive a little harder because I want to beat him. But I know my limits on how much to push it, so I don't loop it. But it's always fun running with the faster guys. So I think it'll be a blast running for Rookie of the Year with Adam.
Well, I would certainly love to see that battle play out. Maybe give you guys a little bit of nudging here and there, going, "Hey, come on, he's beating you.
Right.
You gotta make it within 2 points of him. Come on,
yeah,
keep it entertaining."
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to rush through this. I just realized my phone just buzzed at me and told me that I've got an interview at 5 p.m. with Alien Motorsports or Speedway. Well, I'm trying not to rush anybody through anything, but we're doing a pretty good job on timing and asking the questions and getting around to it. If there was any class that was out there and there's not, say, any kind of issue as far as time or finance, is there any class or car that you would love to run, like you just be overjoyed to run?
Big World of Outlaw sprint car.
You are the first person to say sprint car, thank God.
I told Adam that yesterday when I heard his. I was like, hey, and guess what? I want to run a sprint car, so I'm going to be the first one.
Yeah, and see, nobody ever said sprint car until now. So I mean, yeah, that'd be great. And I'm not gonna lie, I have tried to reach out to a couple places and said, hey, can I interview your driver? So far, nobody has listened to the small little podcast, but
Right.
uh,
Yeah. I just want to see the adrenaline, the rush of driving one of those. That would be a blast.
well, I know they're at 36. They hosted them a couple of times,
Oh, yeah.
and I can't remember who it was, but I think it was the first time they ever hosted it. Somebody said that somebody ran it around there in six flat, and I was like, well, God, I would hope they ran it in six flat. Do you not know what they're driving?
Yeah, exactly. Them boys there at Osborne, they scoot.
And I mean, and it's not just boys. There's a very talented girl out there that
Oh, yeah.
races too. I think
Yep.
she beat everybody's ass that year.
Oh, yeah.
She, I think though, I think after it was over, I think I caught her right before she was getting ready to head out, and I said, "What was going through your mind coming to this track?" And she goes, "Well, after I seen the first one roll off over there on the bank, I knew not to go up too high." But I also knew that if I did go up high, I was gonna look like an airplane for about 30 seconds.
Yep.
She goes, I don't have my pilot's license, and you know what? If I would have flown, I would have said, hey, I've got my pilot's license.
That is very true.
So I think she gave me one of the best answers I could have ever asked for, and that was a great time. Now, just 27 starts under your belt. That's not a whole lot of experience out there, but you did run pretty good this year. I heard everybody spoke nothing but good, positive things about you, except for Adam. just
Yeah.
playing, just playing. Adam said that you're a good guy, and you're a hard racer. So uh, don't mean to keep poking that little fire right there, because
He's
I
just
because I know him and Charles are gonna hear this podcast, so I know they're planning on keeping up with it. So maybe that's what we can do. We can get you and Adam sometime together and hear the button of the heads go head to head on who is better. Play
well.
play some rapid fire questions.
Well, we'll see who's better down at the Turkey Bowl because I'm taking my new car down.
Well, I certainly right after the Turkey Bowl, if you both have time, I'd love for one of you to give me a call and right there after it, and hopefully somebody videotapes it so I can see it too. I don't think I'm gonna get the chance to make it down there.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll have a couple people recording for us. He's got, I think he'll go live on his Facebook racing his Facebook racing profile. He'll go live on, and then I'll have mine recorded.
all right. Well, I mean, I look forward to being able to question you both about that.
Yeah.
Just from your perspectives, don't spin anybody, but accidents happen. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna put a tire mark on Adam's car.
Oh, come on. At least be nice and save some mud for him.
Oh, I'll just spray him with some mud when I fly around him. No, me and Adam, we can joke like that because we both know that we both can run clean and everything, and we ain't gonna go there and intentionally wreck each other.
Oh no, and it's all just good-hearted fun.
Oh yeah, it's all fun and games, and even on the track, like under caution or something, when we're right next to each other or something, I'll look at him and be like, "You're gonna lose."
A little bit of Tweety Bird action going on back and forth.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
I wasn't flipping him off. I swear, race officials. I was telling him he was the number one out there today.
exactly.
And he just responded back with telling me I was the number two. He just forgot the second finger.
Or he'll go to start and spray me with the sparky brakes.
Oh.
I started behind him after a caution a couple weeks ago, and going to the green flag, he hit his brakes. He was trail braking, and I had to tear 3 tear-offs because it melted my tear-offs.
You feel like that was intentional?
No, I don't think he knew I was behind him. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
But yeah, it was quite interesting. And I told him, I said, "You owe me 3 tear-offs," and he's like, "Why?" And I told him, and he just started laughing. So yeah, it's all fun and games when it comes to racing with Adam and Aaron. Uh, Aaron's a good driver too. Like he he can drive. That's
Ob-
fun. Right with him.
Obviously, just telling from your guys' humor from each other, I can tell you guys have a pretty great friendship. Even if you do consider yourselves rivals out there or biggest competitors, even within the inner team, you know, it's always good to have that person that drives you to be better. Um,
Exactly.
Now, is there something that you do when you get ready to go down to the track, like a superstition or a lucky charm that you got to do going down to no matter what track it is or what race that you have to do, otherwise it doesn't feel like the race?
Give Adam some crap about he's gonna lose. Or I every time we go to a track, I ask him. I said, "Hey, you ready to stare at the back of my car all night?" Every time. And then I'll pull him to the back of my car and be like, "Hey, you better get used to the look of this fuel cell."
Maybe put you a little sticker back there next year that says, "Hey Adam, if you're reading this, you're too close."
You're in the wrong spot. Try to get around me.
Now,
Yeah.
I think my last question for you, possibly the most loaded question that I have for all of the drivers, and it can go 101 different ways. It can go north, south, east, west, or stick right to home for a lot of people. But what does racing mean the most to you in your life?
Well, racing to me is competitive, yes, but it's also a fun little hobby. I have a full-time job. I work for the county, so racing is just a side hobby, but it also keeps me out of trouble because there when I was growing up, I had problems staying out of trouble, and racing has helped me stay out of the trouble that I was fighting, and it calms me down when I strap in. It just clears my head. It's all fun, and I just go out. That's all I go out to have is to have fun. I don't care about the winning right now because I was a rookie, so I didn't plan on winning. But it just made it more fun that I could go out there and race with a couple of really good friends of mine, and we could be competitive with each other. We could touch doors or something, or rub tires, and nobody would get mad. So it was to me, it's a fun little hobby that keeps me out of trouble, and I can't ever get away from it.
Well, of course, racing means a lot to us. Couldn't do it without you guys out there. We couldn't continuously to enjoy this kind of sport, and it's always great talking to great friends and better competitors. Uh, you know, after this podcast, do you expect to catch a little bit of heat coming back from Adam?
Oh, probably. He's going to listen to it, and I'm going to swing by there after I get done working on my new race car, and he's going to give me some crap for it. So,
No,
I'm looking.
it's always a pleasure to hear both people's perspectives from it. Maybe Adam will go. Hold on, I want to say some things on the record now. Now that he's gotten his chance to air some things out, I want to redo another one.
Yeah. uh,
But
yeah,
I do look forward to hearing from everybody. Continuing this strong podcast that we started, and I appreciate everybody coming out to do it. Is there any sponsors or anybody you'd like to say thank you to before we go?
I named most of them earlier. Like I said, the main ones that have helped me out a lot this year would be Adam and Colt Moore. He's helped me out. Darian McLaughlin, Travis Bullimore. He's helped me. He at the beginning of the year he helped me out like a lot, and him and his wife they helped me out. And then I'd like to thank Morgan's Mobile Service. AMZ Detailing and Window Tinting, Carly Tolbert with Carly's Custom Design, Laura Davis with Finish Line Customs, I think it is. I don't remember what hers is. Uh, Tyler Hemphill with Hemphill Synthetics with Amsoil, and Matthew Lance with X Factor Motorsports, and my dad with DJ Champ Party Service, and then my mom. She has helped me out a lot too. So,
Well, Brett, it's been a pleasure. And on behalf of us, thank you to again our sponsor or partnership with W Energy, helping us make things like this uh, happen. And don't forget to come out to your local tracks and support everybody. We couldn't obviously enjoy things like this and continue to do these podcasts without the drivers, without the track owners and track promoters, and of course other dirt track fans. So thank you for your time.
thank you for letting me join.
Of course, anytime.